Well, dear students, I once again welcome you back to my lectures regarding carbon and its compounds. Now, you must understand, I've already explained to you the various aspects with respect to carbon. And one important property of carbon is the catenation property of carbon. Now comes the question. So, what is catenation? Catenation is a property by virtue of which carbon atoms can link up with one another. Carbon atoms link up with one another or can link up with one another and with other atoms also to form a large number of compounds, to form long chain compounds. This property is called what we call catenation property. I repeat, catenation property is the property of carbon by virtue of which carbon atoms can link up with one another and with other atoms of different elements to form a large number of compounds. Not only a large number of compounds, to form long chain compounds. This property is referred to as what we call catenation property of carbon, which I have just written here. Please understand this one. Please understand what exactly I have just written there. It is the property by virtue of which carbon atoms link up with one another and other atoms of different elements to form long chain compounds and also large number of carbon compounds, and this is a special property of carbon. That is how it has got its own branch of chemistry called organic chemistry. It's a very important thing, my dear students. Organic chemistry means it's carbon chemistry. There are 92 naturally occurring elements. Carbon is one of the 92 elements, but still it has got its own branch of chemistry. Only on account of this property, this catenation property. It has got very large number of compounds, therefore it has got its own branch of chemistry called organic chemistry. Next one. Now we are having hydrocarbons. Now comes the question. What are hydrocarbons? The name itself will tell you. Hydrocarbons. Hydrogen and carbon. Hydrogen and carbon. That is, it is a binary compound. Hydrocarbon is a binary compound. What do you mean by binary compound? A compound made up of only two elements, that is called a binary compound. Hydrocarbons are binary compounds of hydrogen and carbon only. It is a binary compound. Binary ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ only I need not tell. But anyhow, for your sake, I am just telling this one. It is a binary. Hydrocarbon is a binary compound made up of hydrogen and carbon only. That is a binary compound. Only what are the two elements there? Hydrogen and carbon only. That is a hydrocarbon. And then, how are hydrocarbons broadly classified? Depending upon the kind of structure that they have. Depending upon the structure, hydrocarbons are classified into two groups. One is open chain hydrocarbons and then closed chain hydrocarbons. Again repeat, depending upon the structure, hydrocarbons are broadly classified into two groups. One is open chain structure compounds, closed chain structure compounds. Open chain structure compounds are also called what we call aliphatic hydrocarbons. Open chain hydrocarbons are also called which one? Aliphatic hydrocarbons. Why are they called aliphatic hydrocarbons? Aliphatic, it is a Latin word. What does it mean? Alifer means, you must understand the term oil. Alifer. That is, most of the compounds are derived from which one? oil, and therefore they are referred to as what you call aliphatic compounds. Alifer derived from fats. They are derived from fats, and therefore they are called aliphatic compounds. Okay, sir. Aliphatic compounds are actually, they have got what kind of structure? They have got open chain structure. They have got open chain structure. And then there is another kind of structure that is called closed chain structure. Open chain structure is also called long chain structure. Open chain structure, chain structure. And this one, closed chain structure, is also called what we call ring structure. We call it as ring structure. Now I would like to just show what is that kind of a thing there. It is called what? It is a kind of catenation. Now I tell you, open chain structure. Open chain structure is also called open chain structure. I would like to say that one. Carbon atoms can link up with one another in this fashion also. This kind of structure, what I am writing now, what I am showing is this open chain structure. This is chain structure. Please understand. This is called the chain structure. Are you able to follow? Open chain structure. Or it may have branched chain structure also. I shall just show that also. Now, this is a kind of a structure, what you call, which one? This is branched chain structure. This is the branched chain structure. The other one is a long chain structure. There are two kinds of structures under aliphatic hydrocarbons. You must understand that one. So, that open chain structure or branched chain structure. And then other kind of structure is closed chain structure. I would like to show that closed chain structure. I did. This is a closed chain structure. Okay. This kind of structure is called closed chain structure. I would like to say that carbon, between carbon and carbon, that kind of a bond will be there. Yes, sir. This is called what you call closed chain structure. It is also called what you call ring structure, closed chain structure or ring structure. Okay. So, depending upon the kind of structure, once again hydrocarbons are classified into two groups. One is actually open chain structure hydrocarbons and other one is closed chain structure compounds. And open chain structure compounds are also called what you call aliphatic hydrocarbons. They are referred to as what you call aliphatic hydrocarbons. So that is there. So they are also called what you call aliphatic hydrocarbons. Yes, sir. Now you see that one. They are called, see now, hydrocarbons. Last one you see that. Hydrocarbons are classified into two groups there. Open chain structure and closed chain structure. And open chain structure compounds are also called what you call aliphatic hydrocarbons. And aliphatic hydrocarbons are further classified into saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Again, you find the two groups under aliphatic hydrocarbons. You see that? Under aliphatic hydrocarbons, you have got saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Under open chain structure under closed chain structure, under closed chain structure compounds, once again I have got two groups. What are the two groups there? Carbocyclic compounds, and they are also called what are called alicyclic compounds, and another one is aromatic hydrocarbons actually. They are all hydrocarbons, you must know that one. Saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons, they come under what you call aliphatic hydrocarbons. And now here, under closed chain structure, we are having once again two groups. What are two groups? Carbocyclic hydrocarbons. Carbocyclic hydrocarbons are also called alicyclic hydrocarbons. And once again, another one is aromatic hydrocarbons. Are you able to follow? There are the two different groups. That is depending upon the structure, I tell you. I hope you just understand this one. Again, for the last time, repeating the same thing there. Depending upon the structure, hydrocarbons are classified into broad two groups there. One is aliphatic hydrocarbons, that is, which have open chain structure, and another one is closed chain structures. And these aliphatic hydrocarbons are further classified into two groups. One is saturated hydrocarbons and another is unsaturated hydrocarbons. And once again, under closed chain structure, I have got two groups. What are the two groups? One is called carbocyclic compounds. Carbocyclic compounds are also called alicyclic compounds. And another one is aromatic hydrocarbons. Now, we'll have to just go on discussing what are saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons with actually, what shall I say, with examples. So, very important one. So, what are saturated hydrocarbons and what are unsaturated hydrocarbons? I think you know that one. Carbon is tetravalent in nature. Carbon is tetravalent in nature means it has got 4 valence electrons. Now here I would like to just write that one. Here you see that carbon, in the very first one I have just said carbon, but I have completed the structure there. Carbon is tetravalent in nature. It has got 4 valence electrons. And if it should form a hydrocarbon, it should just combine with hydrogen atoms. Now, how many hydrogen atoms are required to saturate this one or to satisfy the carbon valences? See that? To attain octet arrangement. Now here, carbon and hydrogen, they combine together to form which one? A stable compound. What is that stable compound called? It is a hydrocarbon. How exactly it is formed here? You see that. Carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. It has got 4 valence electrons. If it should attain stability with hydrogen, once again here 8 electrons should be there. You please see that. And therefore, hydrogen atom can donate 1 hydrogen atom because it has got only 1 hydrogen atom. And therefore, now it is not donating, it is sharing. It will not donate, but it shares. Carbon and hydrogen, they share. There, you see that? They share electrons. They share now electrons. In this way, you can see that. How exactly they have shared there? Hydrogen atom just now actually shares the only electron with carbon atom in this way. That means 4 hydrogen atoms are there to form octet arrangement. Now it is a stable compound that is called what we call methane. Methane has got the formula CH4. 1 carbon atom. Now with 4 hydrogen atoms, they form what we call a molecule called which one? Methane in this way. You can see that one. CH4. Now all the carbon valences are satisfied with which one? Hydrogen atoms. This is a saturated hydrocarbon. There is no shortage of hydrogen atoms to form methane. Now I shall just go to the second compound. That is called what we call ethane. Ethane has got the formula C2H6. I am telling the formula directly. C2H6. How exactly this ethene molecule is formed? There you can see that 1 carbon atom is fusing with another carbon atom. Now when they actually they share the electrons to form 2 electrons between them, and in the outer periphery you find 4 hydrogen atoms there. 2 plus 2 another 2. That means C2H6. Alva? All the carbon valences here are satisfied. Please see that. With the result, you just get a single bond. Between carbon and carbon, there is a single bond. Between carbon and hydrogen, there is a single bond. Now, when I just go to the next compound, that is propane. Propane has got the formula C4H10 or C4. Of course, here propane is C3H8. Propane, not butane. Propane has got the formula C3H8. That is carbon atoms. There are 3 carbon atoms, and 3 here, 3 plus 3, 6, and here adjacent hydrogen atoms 8, C3H8. Similarly, butane has got the formula C4H10. 4, therefore 4 hydrogen atoms that way, 4 atoms this way, and then this way adjacent hydrogen atoms. That is C4H10. Here in all these things there is no shortage of hydrogen atoms. All the carbon valences are satisfied with hydrogen atoms. There is no shortage of hydrogen atoms. When there is no shortage of hydrogen atoms, a single bond is formed there. Between 2 carbon atoms, sharing of 2 electrons is taking place. Between 2 carbon atoms, sharing of 2 electrons take place. With the result, a single bond is formed there. What is a single bond? What does a single bond mean? Single bond means sharing of 2 electrons between the 2 adjacent carbon atoms. Please understand. Sharing of what? Sharing of 2 electrons. You can see that. Sharing of 2 electrons between the 2 adjacent carbon atoms results in the formation of a single bond. That is how this is called a saturated hydrocarbon. Or all of them are saturated hydrocarbons because you find single bonds only. And therefore, what do you know saturated hydrocarbon? In the case of saturated hydrocarbon, all the carbon atoms are interlinked by single bonds only. In the case of saturated hydrocarbon, all the carbon atoms are interlinked by single bonds only. Such a hydrocarbon is called saturated hydrocarbon. So, once again, these, what shall I say, and you find that aliphatic hydrocarbons are classified in 2 groups, saturated hydrocarbons and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Today we have just studied about saturated hydrocarbons. In the case of saturated hydrocarbons, all the carbon atoms are interlinked by single bonds only. Examples is methane, ethane, propane, butane, similarly pentane, hexane, heptane, octane, nonane, decane. I will just tell you about that one tomorrow. And that's all about saturated hydrocarbons. Today, tomorrow, I will be taking up what are unsaturated hydrocarbons. Why are they called so? Once again. So much so, good evening to all of you. Thank you.